Hey, what's going on, you guys? My name is the Raptor, and it feels like forever since I've done one of these Death Battle prediction videos, because it really has been forever. The last one I did was for Venom vs. Bane, and that one was ages ago. I didn't do any Death Battle predictions from then until now. But you know what? I'm back at it again, and this time I'm gonna be predicting the Death Battle that's gonna come out next. You know, they announced it after Smokey the Bear vs. McGruff the Crime Dog was over, and it's gonna be Thor vs. Wonder Woman. Now, I honestly have mixed feelings about this one. The main reasons why I'm excited for this one is because this is a very interesting matchup. You know, these are like the two main godly characters of the Marvel and DC universes, and they're both pretty cool characters. I like these characters a lot, and I do think that this is supposed to be a Torian 3D animated fight, and I think that if he does it right, this could look amazing. So I am really excited for the fight in the sense that it's a cool fight, one that I would be really into watching, one that I'd be really interested in, something that I think would be very fun to watch in 3D animation. Again, if they find the right models and stuff like that. So yeah, in that regard, I am very excited for this. However, there are two reasons why I'm not really that excited for this. The first reason is because we're having two returning combatants here. Thor was in Thor vs. Raiden, and Wonder Woman was in Rogue vs. Wonder Woman. And I'm going to be spoiling those two episodes right now. Thor beat Raiden, and Rogue beat Wonder Woman. So we actually have a winner and a loser here. And I get that some people might disagree with me on this, but me personally, I prefer using new characters. You know, I know that, you know, these two characters were used, like, very far in the past, especially Wonder Woman. She was in the third episode, so I get that the new analyses will be, you know, they'll be much better, they'll have more information, they'll be longer, they might be funnier, who knows, you know, everything gets better, you know, as time goes on. You know, Death Battle, obviously, if they were gonna analyze these characters now, which they are, it'll be much better than their old analyses. But still, I just think it's much cooler when you have new battles, you know? I think just, you know, new characters at least. I think using new characters would be so much cooler than just, you know, bringing old characters back. Especially since, you know, these are two returning combatants, one winner and one loser. So, I guess I can roll with this. You know, it's not the biggest, it's not like the worst thing in the world. This is still a fight that I'm interested in. You know, there are still some other characters, you know, from Marvel and DC and other universes that if they came back, you know, I might be interested in you know, the new fights. But, you know, I just overall feel that bringing in new characters is just cooler. I think it's just a better thing to do. And, you know, if they do want to have returning combatants, that's fine. You know, again, like, I'm not gonna, like, it's not like the worst thing in the world. I'm not gonna cry over it. It's just, I just prefer it when there's newer characters. The second reason why I'm not that excited for this fight is, okay, well, first I have to clear a few things up. If any of you guys are new to this channel, in the sense that this is the first video of my channel that you're watching, which I'm sure is likely for some of you guys at least, I have my own Versus series called Who'd Win and Why. And it's a bit different from the other Versus series out there. It's basically just me talking in front of a camera, just like this, where I give my own opinions on different Versus debates, and, you know, you guys can leave your thoughts in the comments below too. That's the kind of thing I do mainly on my channel. And what I do is, and, you know, I do research as well, but, you know, it's just opinions. You know, I'm not trying to be Death Battle saying, you know, the winner is this person. It's just my own opinion. But, you know, what I like to do is announce a lot of the fights all at once. I generally do like 10 all at once in one schedule video, you know, for the next 10 episodes. And one of those episodes that I announced was going to happen, but hasn't actually happened yet, is Thor vs. Wonder Woman. And generally, I don't like doing Who'd Win and Whys that have already been made into death battles, because I feel like all the information is already there for me. It's too easy. I don't have anything else to add. And you guys basically already know what the verdict's gonna be, because, you know, Death Battle is gonna have a much better idea than I will, because they do more research and everything like that. So, you know, I don't really know what to do here. Again, for a lot of you guys just waiting for the prediction, this isn't that interesting, so I'm gonna try to make this brief. I don't really know what to do now, because I can't rush production for that episode, because, again, it's later down the line, and it would be like a half-assed episode. It wouldn't feel that, you know, because I wouldn't be reading any research or anything like that. It would just feel mediocre if I tried to rush it before the actual Death Battle came out. So I feel that actually doing the episode now doesn't make a lot of sense. What I'm thinking about doing is maybe just having 8 episodes sorry, not 8 episodes, 9, because there's generally 10 episodes per season. I'm on season 8. I'm generally thinking about having, you know, maybe 9 episodes in season 8, or I'm thinking maybe replacing it. Maybe if it's something funny, like, I don't know, like the Thor version of, no, sorry, the frog version of Thor, like Throg versus maybe Wonder Woman's pet in Super Friends or something like that, or maybe having, maybe Thor versus Shazam, or Wonder Woman versus She-Hulk, something where one of the two characters is still there, or I might do something, just completely different. I don't really know what I'm gonna do yet, but, yeah, so I just wanted to get that all out of the way. This is mainly for the people that are already subscribed to me, so now I'm just gonna move on to the prediction. I've already talked enough about myself. Let's move on to the prediction. So, generally, when I do Who Win, I know I'm going back to that, when I do my versus show, I have a good idea of what I'm going to say. However, I haven't done any research on these two characters, so I don't really know what I'm going to say yet. I'm more so just going to talk about these two characters for a tiny bit, and then, give my opinions on who I think will win. So, when it comes to Thor, Thor, obviously, he's extremely strong. He even has a belt of strength, which doubles his strength, and he is inherently, like, fast and durable. He can't fly without the hammer, but I'll get into that later. But, he's a warrior. He's very strong, very fast, very durable. Like I said, he has a belt that increases his strength. And, he does also have his hammer. Anyone who's worthy shall possess the power of Thor, essentially. And, he does have his hammer, which can be used in many different ways. It's actually very, very versatile. It can be used to hit opponents. It can be used to shoot blasts or electricity or lightning, I guess I should say. It can control the weather. It can do a lot of different things. It's actually done a few obscure things, actually, over the years. But it is a very versatile hammer. It also allows Thor to fly by swinging it and, going up in the air. That's basically what allows him to fly. And, Thor can call it whenever he wants to. If it's somehow away from him, he can basically call the hammer back at full speed and he'll catch it and he can just use it. And no one else can pick up the hammer as long as they're not worthy, they can't pick up the hammer. And yeah, so basically I don't want to say all of Thor's powers because he is, very strong and durable without the hammer, but most of Thor's powers come from the hammer, like being able to control the weather and being able to fly, stuff like that, which means that, if someone else is worthy and they pick up the hammer, they have, like, a lot of Thor's abilities. Obviously not his strength, but it doesn't even really matter that much, in terms of holding the hammer, because the hammer doesn't even weigh that much. I believe it weighs, like, a bit over 40 pounds. So, yeah, it doesn't even weigh that much. But, yeah, so if you're worthy, probably anyone would be able to lift it. But, again, I haven't done a lot of research on Thor or Wonder Woman, so I don't really have a lot to say about them right now. All I know is that Thor is very strong, very fast, very durable. He has his hammer, which gives him a lot of different things. He's not a lot of different abilities. He's not the brightest fighter, but he is a born warrior, and in fact, he does have this other state called Warrior's Madness, which is when his strength, speed, and durability, basically all of his physical stuff gets upped so much, like increased. His physical limits are increased by a lot, but he basically, like, loses all of his intelligence. He doesn't really use intelligence or strategy that much in terms of battle anyway, or at least not as much as some other characters, but basically all common sense is thrown out the window, basically. He doesn't really have a lot of, he doesn't rely on his intelligence anymore. He's basically just lost control and going full force trying to defeat his opponent. So yeah, those are the main things I remember about Thor. I know some things about Thor. I know that he can lift over 1 million, like in terms of, physical capabilities. I know he can lift over 1 million tons, but I'm not sure if that's his max strength. I have heard from multiple sources that his max speed is Mach 32, but I'm honestly not sure if I should believe that, because I do feel like I've seen Thor go much faster than that. And that means, like, there are certain characters like Quicksilver, maybe Quicksilver's a bad example, but there are characters that are not known for going that fast, but they would still be faster than Thor if he could only go at Mach 32. So I'm not sure what to say there. I do want to say he's probably faster, but I'm not 100% sure about that. And like I said, he is very durable. He is by no means immortal, but he is very durable and can take a lot of punishment, and his stamina is also off the charts as well. So now I think I've talked a lot about Thor. Let's talk a bit about Wonder Woman. So Wonder Woman is another character that is also extremely strong and fast and durable. In terms of speed, I'm not exactly sure how fast she is. I think she has gone faster than light before. I might be wrong about that, but I do believe that is something she has done. And like I said, she is very durable and very strong. Now, don't take her as like this female version of Superman, because if I'm being honest, she is much weaker than Superman. Or maybe much is not the right word, but she is definitely, she is significantly weaker than Superman, I guess I should say. She has very clear limits, she does, she has very what am I saying? It's clear what her strength level is and speed and durability. I personally don't know what those are exactly, but that's not the point. She isn't really up to Superman's level, but, you know, so you really shouldn't take her as this female version of Superman, because she's not. And she also has some other things that she carries with her. She has her bracelets, which I believe are made out of pure Amazonium, which are basically completely indestructible. Like, in the pre-52 universe, there is nothing that was able to break them, I believe, anyway. And, you know, going back to Thor for a second, his hammer is made out of Uru, and it is enchanted, and I believe it is nigh unbreakable, in the sense that, like, it takes something that's, like, more than powerful to be able to break it, like reality warping abilities, I believe. But anyway, flipping back to Wonder Woman, so yeah, she does have these bracelets, which she can use to block basically incoming projectiles, and even, you know, like, blunt attacks, you know, if she puts her hand up there. But yeah, so she can use that very well for defense. Obviously, they're much more durable than her herself, because she's not immortal or indestructible or anything like that. She can remove the bracelets, I believe, to unlock this super form, kind of like Shadow the Hedgehog with his inhibitor rings. And she can, like, access this God mode, which I don't know a lot about. In fact, from what I know, God mode Wonder Woman hasn't even done that much yet. I might be wrong about that, but I don't believe... I might be wrong about everything that I'm saying, honestly. Like I said, I haven't done any research. But yeah, God mode, I feel, hasn't really done that much right now. It's kind of featless from what I can tell. So I don't exactly know what it does, or, you know, how powerful it makes her. I have to assume it does something like Warrior's Madness, in the sense that it just gives her a strength boost and speed boost. Not sure if it takes a toll on the brain or anything like that, like Warrior's Madness does, but I do know that that she does have it, and I believe it's still canon. Yeah, I believe she could still do it. And she also has some other things up her sleeve, like she does have the lasso, which no one can break out of, I believe, and it makes anyone tell the truth. So she can just use that, you know, to trap someone, you know, make them tell the truth. It's basically like there's no way, I believe there's really no way to resist it, and there's no way to break out of it either. And in some instances, she does carry a sword and a shield. I'm not sure if Death Battle is going to use this, because I don't think they used it in Rogue versus Wonder Woman, and I don't believe she carries it, like, all the time, unlike her lasso, which I believe she carries, like, 24/7. But yeah, and she does have her tiara, which I believe she can, like, throw, and it's almost like it's very sharp, and you can slit someone's throat. So she has that as well. And yeah, honestly, I don't know that much. Like, Wonder Woman doesn't seem like that much of a versatile character, to be honest. You know, she doesn't have anything special like Thor's hammer. Well, she does have the lasso, but, you know, she doesn't have anything where I can, like, rattle off a ton of abilities. You know, she's basically just a character that's extremely strong, extremely fast, extremely durable. She's also a great fighter. She was a trained warrior, and I believe Batman has even stated that she might even be a better fighter than he is, which is really saying something, considering that he's, like, mastered every single Earth martial art, which is crazy. And she is also, I believe she is a fair strategist, in the sense that she strategizes more often than a lot of her peers. I believe this is the case anyway. She's definitely not dumb. She does use strategy. She does use sound strategy, I believe. But yeah, she does have the lasso and everything like that. But she's just a character, I feel, that's very strong, fast, durable, skilled, and does carry things with her. She's a warrior. She's an Amazonian warrior, and, you know, that makes her awesome. So now that I've talked about both of these characters, it's time for me to analyze them. And this analysis might be completely wrong, who knows. But basically, here's what I see. In terms of the physical categories, I want to lean more towards Thor, except for maybe speed. Again, I'm not really sure what's going on with Thor's speed, or even Wonder Woman's speed for that matter. I'm not sure exactly how fast they are, but I do think that the whole thing about being, you know, the max speed of Mach 32, I don't think that's true. Maybe it is true, but I do want to say that he's gone faster than that. I feel like he's like traveled with, like, he's had interdimensional travel. Not sure if that actually has anything to do with speed, but I believe he has traveled across, like, the galaxy before, you know, and he's gone just much faster than Mach 32, because Mach 32 in the whole grand scheme of things isn't that fast. So I do believe that he is faster than Mach 32. This is just my own opinion. Again, if any of you you're all, like, feel free to prove me wrong. If you know for a fact that you can go Mach 32, tell me in the comments below. Or if you have no idea what I'm talking about, then yeah, there's that too. And then so Wonder Woman might be faster, Thor might be faster, I'm not really sure where that goes. And in durability, I do want to say they're about even, but in terms of of stamina and strength, I do kind of want to give it to Thor. Like, I mean, again, I don't know exactly how much Wonder Woman can lift. I do know Thor can lift at bare minimum over 1,000,000 tons. But in my opinion, Thor's always just been that character that's ridiculously strong. You know, he's basically one of Marvel's big, big, strong characters that is basically nearly unmatched in terms of strength. I mean, like, in some instances, he's actually been able to overpower the Hulk just in terms of strength and his hammer. But yeah, he does seem to be, at least approaching Hulk's strength. And I do know Hulk's strength does vary from time to time, but my point still stands. He is still extremely strong, and in my opinion, I do believe he would be stronger than Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman, like I said, does not equal Superman. She is not on Superman's level in terms of strength, at least in my opinion. And in terms of stamina, I don't really have any good reasoning for this, kind of like the strength thing, but I just believe that Thor would be better in terms of stamina, especially after you consider Warrior's Madness. At that, does Warrior's Madness have a limit? I feel like it might, for how long he can use it, but I do know it allows him to fight at a much more, much stronger and much faster. It gives him strength and speed boosts. But yeah, so I maybe not stamina, but I do definitely believe Thor does have the advantage in terms of strength. I do believe he could overpower her. And in terms of intelligence and fighting, while both of them are, fighters, they are natural-born warriors, I do want to give those categories to Wonder Woman. I just feel Wonder Woman uses strategy to her advantage much more often than Thor does. And I just feel, that she would be a better fighter, and she does have better combat strategy, in my opinion. I believe she is smarter, she is a better fighter, and I do think that she does have that over Thor significantly. However, when you look at the weapons that these two characters have, I'm not sure if Wonder Woman is going to be given her lasso and her sword and shield. Obviously, Thor has his belt of strength and his hammer. But when you look at everything that these two characters bring to the table in terms of versatility, I honestly have to give this fight to Thor. And I do understand that, some of you might be able to prove me wrong, or some of you may think Wonder Woman would win, especially when you factor in God mode, if Death Battle can even calculate something for that. So if you do believe Wonder Woman will win, please tell me in the comments below, because again, I haven't done a lot of research, and some of you guys probably know a lot more about this stuff than I do, but I do personally believe that Thor would win this fight. And I'm a bit weird about saying that, because Thor already won his Death Battle, and Wonder Woman already lost her Death Battle. So it just seems weird, that they would publish another fight where the winner wins again and the loser loses again. And this would be another Marvel character beating another DC character, even though Marvel has lost like the past two battles, I believe. Then again, I know they are doing this battle because Thor Ragnarok is coming out soon and Justice League is coming out soon, so maybe the whole win-loss thing doesn't really matter in this case. Again, it's just very weird that they're using two returning combatants. But I am leaning more towards Thor, and the reason is just because of how much that hammer packs. And I know I'm not just talking about, him hitting her with the hammer and saying that could knock her out in a single blow. I'm honestly not sure if it could or not. I know it is strong, but, that's not really where I'm getting at. I'm just saying in terms of versatility, I feel that Thor has got Wonder Woman beat, immensely. Now, Wonder Woman does technically have more things with her, if we're talking about the sword and the shield and the lasso. And if Wonder Woman is able to entangle Thor in the lasso, it might be hard for Thor to break free. Again, I'm not really sure how the speed thing works here. But in terms of just the versatility and everything that hammer packs, I feel that the versatility advantage and the range advantage, too, is pretty clear. I mean, Wonder Woman, yeah, she can use her lasso, but she's more so, used to doing up-close and personal combat, and doesn't have a lot of abilities in terms of, energy projection or anything like that. I'm not even sure if I can name one off the top of my head. But with Thor, obviously we know Thor's hammer allows him to fly, and that increases his speed. It allows him to shoot lightning. It allows him to shoot energy blasts. It allows him to, manipulate the weather. But it can do much, much more than that. And yes, some of the things I'm about to say are things that have probably only been used once or twice, or at least not as often as the other things that we've seen Thor do with his hammer, but these are all things that we've seen Thor do with his hammer, and this isn't even scratching the surface. So let me see how much I can name of what Thor's hammer can do. Along with shooting energy, I know it can also manipulate energy, absorb energy, nullify energy. It can also do all those things with magic. It can, absorb magic, magic, nullify magic. I believe it can, like, detect magic, maybe, and, you know, because it's a magical hammer. I know it can also create vortexes, it can create barriers. There have even been times where he's able to turn intangible or invisible with the hammer. He's even been able to communicate telepathically with the hammer. He can teleport with the hammer. He can even shoot blasts powerful enough to kill immortals, which is crazy. I believe it even gives him allspeak. What else can it do? There have even been times where he's been able to use it to manipulate memories, time, souls of his opponents. And, you know, for God's sakes, you know, with the hammer, he was able to take out both, you know, Thing and Hulk, you know, basically by himself, if not by himself, period, when they were possessed by Asgardian gods. I'm talking about fear itself. And that makes them much more powerful than what they regularly are. And taking out Hulk, like an enhanced version of Hulk, period, is already ridiculously powerful, able to do that. Like, I believe he even shot him into space. And, you know, being able to do that with Thing, I believe he even took out Thing relatively easily. So that's really impressive. Like, you know, already extremely strong characters being possessed by Asgardian gods, able to take out both of them basically by himself. Granted, he was tired afterwards, but that's still ridiculous. So in terms of overall power and versatility and strength, I just feel that Thor takes the cake. And even though Wonder Woman might be smarter and she might, you know, be better in terms of fighting and strategy, especially when Thor goes into Warrior's Madness, I just feel that overall, Thor is the more well-rounded character. He's very strong, he's very fast, he's very durable, and has a ton of abilities with his hammer. And he can call that hammer whenever he wants. In fact, realistically, it shouldn't even really be able to be taken away from him because Wonder Woman can't pick it up or anything. There's really no way for him to be able to lose it without him being able to call it back basically immediately. So that's basically just my opinions on it. I do personally feel that Thor would win this fight. If any of you guys feel that Wonder Woman would win this fight, please tell me in the comments below and tell me why, because I would like to know why. I'd like to have a better idea of this before we get into this battle. Before I get into this battle, I'd like to have a better idea of it. Or if you think Thor would win for completely separate reasons, you know, you could tell me that in the comments below too. You know, we're all just sharing our opinions here. Or if you guys want to yell at me, I guess you can too. And if you guys could subscribe to my channel, that'd be so great. That would really help my channel out. I do death battle predictions whenever they're about characters that I at least have some knowledge of, like Thor and Wonder Woman. You know, some knowledge, because again, I haven't done a lot of research. I also do death battle reactions, so I will definitely be reacting to this one. And like I said, I do think it's going to be a 3D animated fight, which is just going to be awesome if they do it right. So yeah, but anyway, your view is plenty of contribution anyway, so thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Again, if you think Wonder Woman would win, that's perfectly fine. Tell me in the comments below. You probably know better than I do. But yeah, I'm just sharing my opinion. So thank you guys so much for watching. Again, your review means everything to me, and I will see all of you guys in the next video. Peace out.